weeks ago, I shared an article about how to move from 30,000 to a millionaire. I got a lot of questions, a lot of responses, and people are doubting whether it is true. This article was shared in many blogs, and I think even in one newspaper, but it is true. It is possible, but it takes a lot of determination, hard work, and of course, looking at things in a different way, and consistency. You don't get it overnight. But today, I am not covering about how to move from 30,000 to a millionaire, because I know there are people who are struggling on the other end on how to make basic income. Basically, how to move from 0 to 5K, 0 to 10K, 0 to 20,000. But this today specifically is how to move from 0 to 30,000 shillings. Unemployment in Kenya and Africa is a big issue, it's a big problem. The figures are staggering. We have new taxes, cost of fuel, prices of goods, cost of loans, everything has gone up. Where does it leave millions of young people who are watching me today? Where does it leave an average Kenyan who doesn't know how to begin? Many of you have degrees, diplomas. You've gone to school. You are not someone who lacks a job because they never went to school. But how can you move so that you make basic income and start your life? Today I would like to share a few things. And I've written many things in this phone. And I would like to share things I believe if young people who are listening to me today can implement, they can possibly be able to make an income. You may not make 10,000, 20, 30,000, but maybe you can make 5. Welcome to Reuben Kimani channel. And in this channel, we are very serious about taking action. We say, get it done with Reuben, something I've been doing for the last 3 or so years, because I believe if you don't do something and stay at home, wallowing and maybe complaining, abusing people out there online, nothing will happen to you. Complaining about government. This is a global world. We are living in a global village. People are working here in Kenya. They are paid in dollars. There are people who are doing stuff that you can never imagine. Maybe they are working for some British or French somewhere, but they are here in the country. How are they able to do that? Knowledge is power. Today I'm sharing knowledge, and I hope you guys are going to find out exactly how you can implement this in your own life. So we are talking about how to move from 0 to 30,000 shillings. Basically how to make an income. I also did a video recently on how to start a business with zero money. It is possible. We have done that. It's called bootstrapping. The biggest companies all over the world, some of them started from 0. And you can also start from 0. So I'm basically talking to that young person. You left school, college, university, even high school, and maybe there is no other option, and you want to pursue a career. I'm also talking to that young person who want to start a business. They don't know how to do it. The business is not for everyone. There are those who have to look for jobs because business is not their cup of tea. So we are talking to all of you. I would like to start this by sharing some of the things that you must know before looking for any income generating activities. Remember, you're out there, you don't know where to start. And I'll give you a story. In the year 2009, immediately after I left college, I left in 2008, tarmacked a bit. At some point, I got desperate together with one of my friends. We got desperate and we were wondering, what do we do? We wanted to set up, by that time, compact disc were the thing. These days, you have flash disc. Actually, you don't have flash disc anymore. We are moving to online sharing. There you have Netflix. So we had thought about starting a compact disc shop. Basically, we were just hawking, look for a stall somewhere, that was in Kiambu then, and start some bit of life. And by then you are serious because you had tried jobs here and there, they were not coming through. I used to apply so many jobs, but when they came so many of them. It is very interesting how things work. So we had started that, And of course, we don't start, because by the time we wanted to start, at some point after a few months, we started getting jobs. And there are those who are in that level. They are doing the same. They are looking for every other opportunity to be able to make it in life. So I'm speaking to you. What are these things you must know before you begin any income generating activity? If you are there at home somewhere, listen to me. Number one, you really have to evaluate yourself. The way God created all of us is such that everyone has a place in this world. You have that thing that you have been created with. That's why you have people who are in the discipline forces, people who are teachers, doctors, there are people who are leaders, politicians, and for other people they are not. We are created different. There's something in you, and this is not a facade. There's something in you. If you are to exploit it, you'll be able to make a living out of it. You just need to evaluate yourself. What do I mean? You need to evaluate your skills. I've been telling one of my nephews, also a niece, because they are in college as we speak, you need to get a skill that can give you money. I read somewhere yesterday about someone who was writing, if you're in a job and that job cannot employ you, what I mean, if you're in a job where if you are to leave that job, you cannot start a private consultancy or a business out of the skills that you have, I think you're in the wrong job. Basically, it's like you have not immersed yourself, you have not gotten the right skill set that can help you do a job or employ yourself. So I've been telling my nieces and my nephews, this is what you must do. Do as you do your course. One of them is doing computer science. As you do that course, you also need to get other skills by the time you finish, skills that you can employ you without having to look for a job. Especially in IT, there are so many. There are people who do graphic design, social media marketing, manage pages for people. There are people who do sales. These are sales. You sell computers, you sell softwares. I used to develop website myself. That's a story I've shared before. Before I got formal jobs, I used to do website, get 5,000, 10,000. Do you know you can do the same? If you have a skill from college or university, find a way of making money out of that. The first thing is to evaluate your skills. You also have, number two, to be willing to start small. Most of us young people, and that's why people are betting. You want to make 2 million, 10 million, maybe 200. That is for one person in the whole country after a long time, out of 55 million people. Don't do that. The odds are against you. So most of you want to start very big. And I read a quote the other day saying, most of you don't want to be seen starting small. Don't be that person. Start small. Be willing to earn even 3,000 as you gain the relevant skills. Today I'm talking to that young person. You want to make it. You have to start very low. Please, the challenges are there. You might not even have enough for lunch. But that is where most of the people start in our economy. So be willing to start more. Evaluate the skills that you have. Have you gone to college? What can you do and get paid for it? And don't choose jobs at any level where you are in because you are beginning. Number three, you have to cultivate something called consistency and discipline and work ethic. This is something that is lacking in so many young people. Despite going through years, parents paying millions in terms of money, going through their education. Most likely I'm talking to you. You realize, and we have been employing young people. You employ someone, they have done a degree, they have finished, they scored well, but they can't do a job because they don't have discipline, work ethic, and they don't have consistency. Let me tell you, if you are jobless out there and you have work ethic, you can get the job done. You can actually be responsible. One day when you, even if you get, and I'm going to share some of these skills and courses, not courses, some of these jobs that you can start doing as you land. Any job you are doing is a bridge to go to where you want. Don't waste time. So I'll be sharing that in a short while, some of these jobs that people can do. So you need to have work ethic, you need, and sometimes it doesn't come natural. You need to teach yourself. Once you get a job somewhere, be of value, get the job done. Don't look at who is benefiting, because most of you be complaining, you are not paying me a lot of money. That is the way to go back, to get behind. The last thing is you need to invest in yourself. Before you start looking for an income generating activity, please keep investing in yourself. How do you invest in yourself? This is it looks too general. One of the things is, I've talked about those skills and courses. I told my nieces and nephews, they go somewhere, they would do driving. Very simple. And actually it was an NGO, they were not being charged. Go online, look for these resources. Even governments, counties and stuff like that, you'll find a place where maybe you can get a free resource. Learn those skills. You're not doing computers, this is an age where everyone has to use a computer. Learn those very basic skills. Skills that can be able to help you invest in yourself. Also investing in yourself, meaning learning to be a disciplined person. You wake up early, you keep time, you finish a job. You also have to, this is now psychology, you also have to learn your personality. This is something that has not been said enough. As a young person, not everyone is meant to do some things. You know careers where you can fit best. There's something called 16personalitytest.com. I've done it myself. Go there. These are free resources. You'll understand yourself better, so that as you choose jobs, you know where you can fare way better based on your personality. Personality is not something you choose. This is something you are born with, so go out there and check that. So I've shared what you have to do before you start looking for an income generating activities. Some of the ideas, the topic is about moving from 0 to 30,000. I'm going to share general ideas. I want you to go online and look for as many ideas as possible. Some of the ideas that can help you move from 0 to 30,000 shillings. They can move from 0 to start earning an income. People have been doing freelance work. I have colleagues and friends who had signed up. They used to do thesis writing, this is work online, and they are paid some good money. And that's how they paid their rent, that's how they survived. Remember, there are those who will say, no, I did not go to school to do that kind of a job. Remember, life is about seasons. You have to start down there as you go to where you want. Is a bridge. Remember this word. Everything you are doing might be a bridge to where you are going. So don't waste time, because most of the people will get better jobs when they are already working somewhere else. That's how nature works. For those who don't have jobs, it's very difficult. But once you get a small job, it's easier to get a much better job. So there's freelance work. These are writing, editing, design, programming, and coding. I told you I used to make websites. You can make software. You don't need to be employed to have to do that. Look for people. I shared a story about when I left school in the year 2009. Not when I left school. The year 2007, I was in third year. What happened is there used to be these campaigns. I approached a member of parliament, was a candidate, then they ended up winning. Did website for them. They paid me 25,000. I was not employed. Just went there, some level of confidence, you know you can do it, and they paid me 25,000. How many other opportunities are within your reach, which you can be able to do the same and make some money? That was 25,000, and it was paid upfront, by the way. And every month I was maintaining that website for 5,000 shillings. So I was still making money before I got employment. And there are those who are like you. You can design a graphic for someone, can manage social media for someone, TikTok, all these things, especially young people. You're way better in these skills. You can be able to, there are those who have even been driving Uber and stuff like that. Don't waste any. And that's what I was saying. Some of these skills will help you to be a bridge before you go where you want. Number two, you can look for a remote job. We have those virtual assistants, especially in the West. People work. You have a computer somewhere, and then you do that. These days, even with a phone, there are jobs that you can be able to do. So you do remote work, and this is all over the world. If you go online, you look for this job. Now, I have to give a disclaimer, because there are many con people, con men out there, and con women. Especially, even in other countries, you have to be very careful. Most of these jobs do not demand you to pay any money for you to get a job. it's a red flag if they need you to pay money to get that job. They actually need your service, not your money. So don't pay anything. Keep looking, keep trying. Sometimes you have to log in, Nini, and you get these jobs. Remote work, virtual assistants, there are people who do marking. There are so many jobs online these days because most organizations are moving online. Your work is to keep searching and you'll find it. The last thing is, and there are many things, you can look for ideas in the environment that you are in. Remember, I have to remind you, look for ideas in your environment. The last thing I would like to share is you can become an agent or a reseller. You have this thing in username you have introduced. Some young people signed up. You get 5% commission every time you sell a plot, a parcel, or property on our behalf. And you don't need to do so many things because we take care of the back office, the documentation, taking customers to site. And you can sign up. There are those who have signed up. Remember, if you are selling a property worth almost $1 million, 5% is 50,000. If you just need to sell one property per month and you make 50,000, not even that. You can also become the seller for other products. You don't need necessarily to sell properties. People resell other things. I'm talking about things like including FMCGs, clothes. You can become the seller for so many things. These are products. Go introduce yourself, give your CV because you're educated. Most of the time you don't need to have a store or own those products. You are selling on behalf. Actually, you just need a phone and a photo, and you keep moving around some bit of fare here and there, and you make money. This is a sales and marketing job, more or less, but people are making money. If you feel in your fabric that you can do that job, even those who can, because personally, I never thought I would be able to be a sales and marketing person. But the environment pushed me to do that. You can also be pushed by your circumstances to try to do exactly that. Today, I'm actually not telling you new things. I'm telling you things that you can find in the internet. What I also know, most people, including those who are employed, is that thing you don't have. You don't feel ready. You don't feel like you sometimes ashamed, especially if the job is too small and you are a degree holder. Sometimes you feel you are not ready. Sometimes you feel like you need approval from what? Maybe your friends, they don't want to see you doing some funny jobs. They don't feed you. So most of you need that kick. You need that convincing. And that's what I'm trying to tell you today. And that's why I started by talking about action. Action. Try these things. They would rather fail. You will not regret in future. Some of them will work. And people have started $1 million businesses out of some of those ideas, and they were looking for jobs. The other thing, this is an addition, moving from 0 to 30,000 shillings. You can also you can do volunteer work, and these are internships. Most of the internships you come to use them, they are paid. Some serious company pay you for it, but you'll have to go through interviews. But there are so many volunteer opportunities which you can do without having to demand money. Remember, from the very beginning, what is more important than money is the skills and the experience you acquire. When you actually learn for free. You get to learn, and when you're in a job, whether it's paying or not, you can get another job. Of course, you need money for stipend. Serious company like you, and they'll pay you because you have to pay fare, you have to feed yourself and do basic things for your life. But other organizations might not. But you still need a job. Find a way of surviving in that environment. Most people will say, no, you must pay people. If you stay at home, you'll never move to that level where you move away from that level of not being paid. You understand? So you have to fast. Actually, in life, there must be a stage in your life where you really have to fix yourself. You really have to accept things you don't like so that you move away from that phase and start growing. So 4 ways, recapping, you can do freelance work, you can look for a remote job, you can become a reseller or an agent, like for username investment, you can do volunteership work or internship in an organization like ours. For those who are starting business, because I've addressed those who are looking for jobs, for if you are starting a business, there are so many ideas out there. People are making money online. You can become a content creator. Might be a bit challenging, especially those who are gifted. I have a friend who is a gifted public speaker. They have that and they are earning good money. There are people who have real life story, and some of them have grown to become serious business. If you go to YouTube, if you look for my YouTube channel, you see a topic I shared of how to start a business with 0 shillings. So for those who have entrepreneurial dreams, just left college, just left high school, just left, and you have a degree, now, what next? There are so many things that you can do. I'm going to list them here very fast. You can start from 0, like I shared in another video. People are reselling things online. You just need a good phone, good camera, not even a camera, a good phone, take photos. You sell on behalf. People are selling shoes, people are selling all manner of things. That is not your destination, but you have to start from there. You don't need to own the stock, you have to partner with someone, because everyone is looking to sell their wares, their product and services, and you can be that person. Which are some of these ideas that you can explore? There are so many, and if you go online, you'll find so many others. You can start by consulting if you have a skill, and these are especially for people who are experienced. I talked about knowledge monetization the other day in a seminar in Radisson Brew. How to go about it. People have knowledge. How can you make extra amount of money? And you can start a side hustle out of it. So consulting is one of them. Selling your knowledge and helping people solve problems using your knowledge that you have acquired over time. People do art lesson, people do music lesson, people do tutoring. I've seen people who, especially if you are a teacher in the weekend and evening, there are people who are looking for people to tutor their children. You do it over the weekend, it's paid hourly, and you earn good money. You might find someone earning 5K every other weekend, and it doesn't affect. Maybe you go for 2 hours, and you are paid good money. So some people do, this is very common, especially in the West, and it is happening in our country. You'll find people looking for private tutors all over. You sell your craft also. There are people who are artists, any kind of craft, because we are talented. God, like I started by saying, God has given us ideas, gifts, and capabilities which are unique for all of us. If you try to sell your craft, you have to start from 0. I have to give a disclaimer. What I'm sharing today is not something you'll start tomorrow and boom, you become a millionaire, or you answer. No, you have to start from 0. You have to persevere. There's that stage of life where you have to start growing like a baby. A baby must crawl. Some of them are able, they can't start by walking. It is a stage of development. If you know that, you'll understand life better, and you'll have less complaints to make. So there's also interior design. These are coming. Actually, this is a huge market as we speak. I've spent a lot of money. Actually, interior design, you can spend more money than the original structure. So people are doing interior design. Maybe you may have to start from somewhere. It's a big field, by the way. There are people who help you reorganize the house and all that kind of stuff. There are people who sometimes you draw and you can envision. If you get to this room, you can see if you put that image there, that photo there, this light. There are people who are talented in that. There are people who also have skills in that area. You can try that. There's a lot of course, online businesses that is happening. Like I shared, how you can be reselling shoes and become a reseller online. There are people who are following, and you can create a page in TikTok for free and start getting following. What do you do with that following? You can monetize it by advertising things for people. Maybe you are paid per everything you sell. And people, I shared, yesterday I was talking to someone, they were advertising a product, they are in TikTok. They were amazed because they are being paid, like how many? Well, it was $10 for every download. And they had 1,000 downloads in a month. How much is that? So some of these things, you really need to be someone who is keen. And listen. Look for these ideas, implement. Some of them will amaze you. That's like 1,000, actually it was pounds, 1,000 pounds. You're talking about 180,000 in a month. Someone seated somewhere. You can do the same, especially if you have that following in TikTok, in Instagram, in Facebook, all these social media sites. People are blogging, SEO management. digital marketing. Basically, there are people who manage page for politicians, for business people. Look for people, they are too busy. You can be managing pages for them. Like the way I was managing the website, you are paying 5,000 per month. There are so many ideas. Jewelry design. You can also become a professional organizer and planner, and these things can be done online. There are so many ideas out there, and I'm really trying to understand and maybe to share what I think is so basic in our Kenyan environment. These delivery business have not even written here. And like I say, don't choose this work because that's not your destination. That is your starting point, so that you can know how to deal with people, how to negotiate, how to have work ethic, how to wake up, and you have to start by dignity. And for those who are afraid because of their friends, because I'm also a human being, just know they will not feed you. And at some point, because you keep progressing, one day you become a CEO, a very big person, or you become what you wanted in your career, but you have to pass through. In Kenya and in Africa, there are no enough jobs, no enough industries. We are not yet there. So you have to accept what comes as you look forward to what you wanted. And that is it. So those are tips I've shared. As I conclude, I also shared, and I'll share this briefly because it's like we are monetizing our knowledge, we are monetizing our skills, we are monetizing what we already have in our environment. Don't say you don't have anything. Nilimaliza shule na sasa sina kazi. Keep complaining and stuff like that. You have things you can do with your hands, including mjengo. That used to be very basic. You get paid like 600 per day. You might be forced to start there if you realize there's no other skill you can monetize. Very fast, how do you monetize the skills you have? I had shared this in another seminar in Radisson Blue. I think I'll share that video. Number one, you have to start with the skill and experiences you have, evaluate. Number two, research online to understand how are other people doing it, because most likely somewhere in the world, by this world, ukienda kwa Google, think about there's nothing new in this world. You'll find someone doing exactly what you are thinking in your mind, maybe somewhere in Cuba, somewhere in India, or somewhere in Australia, and then you learn from that, then you launch it here. So research online. Then the third thing is to develop a simple business plan. This is for those especially in entrepreneurship dreams. Develop a plan, not 99 pages, a few pages like 3. What does that plan entail? You have to say the kind of people you are targeting, then gives your projection for sales. How many things or items or services can you sell in a month? It's a projection, they keep growing. How much money do you need to start that? Some of them will require a lot of money. Some of them, you do that document, it will make you think on how you can run that business. The fourth thing is to learn business skills. For those who are in that space, I shared this. It is important not to assume that you know. You can be a finance person and you are starting a business. Most likely you focus on finance only, forget about sales and marketing. Some of them have done marketing, they'll forget finance. What you do, you learn basic business skills. You're talking about sales and marketing, finance, HR, and you can do short courses online. Or Google, you can get even some 3 pages to just give you an overview so that you are not ignorant. Businesses are all around. If you are coming from any field, I came from engineering, I had to learn a lot about business because it's all around. You have to manage people, you have to sell, you have to manage your money, you have to manage government and revenue authorities and stuff like that. Number 5, then you can develop your product or package your service in a way that customers would understand. And branding is very important in this. That's why you have username out there. You can't work alone. I also learned very early in my life that a brand is much more effective as compared to you as an individual. So please package your service, develop a product, that give it a name. And that's where you'll find like Bamba 50, those are products developed by people. If you do that, people can identify with it. It can become a hit. So develop the product or service. Number 6, develop systems. System, what I mean is you need rules, guidelines. These are not IT systems. A way of working. I'm teaching you how to start a business, and a serious one. Business is I have almost 100 members of staff as we speak. Can I be able to reach all of them? No, I can't. I can't read all the emails. You have structures, you have rules, system, there are people reporting to those. You start from where you are, even if you are two of you. You start there, you develop through, mnakuja saa mbili, unatoka 5, those are rules and system. The last thing, you have to keep making mistakes, learning and growing. This is very important. I want to give you a disclaimer. I talk about how to move 0 to 30. You'll make so many mistakes and it is okay because you are testing what can work for you. You are testing the environment that you are living in. Make those mistakes, but don't make a mistake twice. Keep learning and keep growing. If you keep trying, because life is about trial and error, by the way, especially in business, keep trying. By the time you try 5 ideas, and by the time you are trying something, you have thought about it and done some basic research, you'll find something that works for you, and that's how you move from 0 to 100,000. I believe this information is helpful to so many who are tuned in today. And if you have a question, please drop it down there. And I forgot to tell you, please subscribe to my channel because what we do here can help millions of people across the world and many other young people. And also don't forget to give a thumbs up out there and share this with your friends. Somebody needs to hear this, and maybe as a good friend, you can be able to transform their lives. Ring that notification bell. You are notified every time I do a video like this one. We share videos almost every other week in my channel, and you'll find some of them trending out there. Please come and help us. Your support means a lot, and thank you so much. I hope you have been inspired. You have gotten something, an action point which you can run with. I would feel bad if you did not get something that you can run with as we conclude today. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you for tuning in live. And until next time, I always say this, get it done with Reuben. Take action. God bless you.